You know, I really feel like we're going to be seeing a brand new kind of Xbox, one that we haven't seen in a very long time. Almost hyper competitive and actually maybe even slimmer than we'd like them to be. You see, Xbox had a lot of bad news happen about 2 weeks ago, where we found out that 3,200 people were in fact going to be let go, and 1,600 happened just a few days before. The problem is, though, there may be other cuts that people aren't in fact weary about or even understanding about what's going to be happening. And yeah, it's bad when people lose their job. It's not fun. It's happened to me and other people that I in fact know as well. The problem, though, is this. I feel like Microsoft and even Xbox were full of nothing but massive amounts of bloat. When myself and many others found out that there were 14 layers of actual management, everything came clear into picture. We saw how many times nothing was getting done, how many messages were misconstrued, definitely not said correctly, or people trying to put their own kind of spin on things, and nobody in leadership had a direct answer on where Xbox was in fact going to go. Are you going to be exclusive? Are you going to be multi-platform? Are you a publisher? Are you a console manufacturer? Are you going to be dumping into AI? And everything was just all over the board. And I think what made it even worse was the fact that all Xbox had to do was make good video games. And definitely, some studios were making great games, and some were just making games in general. Granted, even though Obsidian made a lot of games, I feel like only a couple of them really stood out to me specifically. But the thing is, those games never topped the charts. Outer Worlds 2 didn't really do that hot. Avowed, same thing, and so many others as well. Yet we're also watching as Xbox is sitting on a treasure trove of stuff from Activision Blizzard King, and even their own back catalog of games doing nothing overall. Think about it from this perspective. When was the last time you had a mainline Fallout game? Not the multiplayer Fallout 76, I'm talking a pure single-player mainline Fallout game release in this space. That was 11 years ago with Fallout 4. What about the last time you had an Elder Scrolls game? You ready for this one? That was 15 years ago with Elder Scrolls Skyrim. And even with me telling you those years of information and your knees now cracking under the weight of pressure of you getting older, believe me, I know it too. The grays don't lie. It looks like we're finally going to be getting exactly what we've been wanting for all those decades plus. New Elder Scrolls and new Fallout. And it looks like Asha Sharma is not done hearing you. With Asha Sharma quote tweeting Bethesda saying this: Todd Howard just shared plans for the Fallout, the Elder Scrolls, and Starfield franchises. These worlds have earned special place with hundreds of millions of people over many years. I'm looking forward to what's next, including the partnership with Obsidian on a new Fallout game and closer collaboration with ZeniMax Online Studios on the Elder Scrolls. The achievements of their franchises are remarkable. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim crossed 65 million units sold, becoming one of the 10 best-selling games of all time. Fallout 4 has also crossed 35 million units sold, joining the top 25, and Starfield will soon reach over 1 billion hours played, with the tweet gaining 1.3 million views and 20,000 likes. Look, I'm sorry. Even though the layoffs are terrible, even though things are bad right now with people losing their jobs, the fact that Asha Sharma had to walk into this space and tell Todd Howard to his face, you either make these games and give people what they want or you're out of here, really goes to show what the was even happening at Xbox all this time under Phil Spencer. And look, I like the guy. I think he's a nice dude. But the thing is, Phil Spencer kind of felt like the cool dad for all the game developers. Do what you want. Here's free reign. Go ahead and make the kind of game you ever wanted to make. And that way people will enjoy it. And that's good. I don't mind those kinds of games. They're great to see. But at the same time, I want some of those IPs back. I want those games that I've played that I've cherished to come back as well. As if Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster wasn't enough of a wake-up call for this gaming industry or even for Xbox. They handed that game off to Virtuous. It had massive recommendations. People were playing it non-stop. Even in Game Pass, the day it released and it was shadow dropped, it had hundreds of thousands of players all over Steam, ready to go to buy that game day one at full price. And the thing is, we got to see even more about Bethesda as well. They made this insanely long tweet going over their entire roadmap and plan, talking about what they were going to do with all the new games, all the IPs, and who's going to be working on them and how. Yet for some reason, for 15 years, we couldn't get an update about Elder Scrolls. Asha walks in, we get in a couple of months. For 11 years, we got no update for about a new Fallout game. Asha walks in, another couple of months. And to make matters even better, it looks like there's even more surprises happening with what Bethesda wants to do, and even Xbox. I hope you like Fallout, and I hope you like Elder Scrolls, because you're going to get a lot of them. With IGN on Twitter saying this, Bethesda Game Studios has laid out its roadmap for the foreseeable future. With the Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, and Obsidian's new Fallout game, several remake projects and more are also confirmed. I don't know why it took this long or waited for things to get so drastic to finally get the video games everybody has been in fact wanting. Why now do we have to get a roadmap of what's been going on? It's been 6 years in this console generation. We should have already had an Elder Scrolls game ever since Todd announced Elder Scrolls 6 8 years ago on top of that, and nothing has come to fruition. What exactly have they been doing at these studios? Why are all these people sitting there collecting a paycheck doing absolutely nothing? And no one said anything at all throughout these 10 years plus of all this stuff happening? It's honestly absurd. I feel like the management inside of Xbox is really what the problem has been the entire time. But let's find out more about what's going on in the article from IGN and see what they had to say. Game design legend Todd Howard, who is currently working with his team on The Elder Scrolls 6, remains focused on that long-awaited project, which was officially announced back in 2018, and is reportedly still at least 2 years away. However, Fallout 5, which Howard previously confirmed to IGN as his next project after The Elder Scrolls 6, will be brought along on a shared tech pipeline, utilizing the studio's in-house creation engine 3. Fallout 5 is currently in pre-production, BGS confirmed today. Furthermore, the studio confirmed recent reports of Fallout New Vegas developer Obsidian Entertainment's new Fallout project, along with several remaster projects as well. In a note to fans, BGS finally confirmed Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas remasters are in the works. No release windows were offered for any of the games mentioned by BGS today. What in the hell happened at Xbox with Asha Sharma and Todd Howard? It really feels like she walked in and put the battery in the back of basically everybody in that entire studio. Not just with Bethesda, but pretty much everybody across the board. I don't understand why, for so long, we had none of this. That Fallout 3 and New Vegas remaster should have been out for the show right in time. Literally, for the brand new season. Oh, Season 1's out? Here's Fallout 3 remaster. Oh, Season 2's out for Fallout show? Here's New Vegas remaster. Oh, Season 3? Here's another project that we're bringing back out again. We've remastered all the original Fallout games too and brought them over to you for modern PCs and even consoles. Wouldn't that be great as well? With all kinds of mods, community support stuff too? That would have been fantastic, but we got none of that. Literal proper idea and marketing ready to go at any time. The fact that they had a hit TV show, did nothing with it. They had a hit series, did nothing with it. And instead, focused on Starfield. Granted, people like Starfield, that's perfectly fine. And it's great that Bethesda's still working on it. But the problem is, what is in fact happening at Xbox? Why did it take so long for somebody just to walk in and straighten everybody out? What was happening in the management space in this team? And why were so many people like Todd Howard sitting on their basic hands doing nothing with all the IPs that people have been clamoring for online for multiple years, over a decade plus? And in fact, it got so bad, Todd Howard had to go on Reddit to talk about what's going on. With Todd Howard on Reddit's own account saying this: "Hey Reddit, I'm a professional lurker and read your comments all the time. Many here do, and we deeply appreciate all the passion for our work. I know I don't really post, and we're usually very quiet. Today's info was an attempt at changing that and letting everyone know what we've been working on the past several years, and a look at what's coming. So know we're constantly listening and keep telling us how to do even better. You'd be surprised how many great ideas I get from Reddit. So upvote your favorite, and we'll do it. Maybe." I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Asha Sharma has been putting the fear of God into basically everybody at Xbox Studios. Hell, even Obsidian got around to it, just tweeting out, howdy over the fact that they're doing a Fallout New Vegas remaster. And this should be great news for everybody. Every gamer who grew up in the 360 era, every gamer who played Fallout and Elder Scrolls, everybody who's my age who wants new entries into those series because they truly enjoy them overall, are finally getting the games we've been wanting forever. The problem, though, is for some reason, games media doesn't want you to have those games. And it makes no sense. With IGN saying this, we're finally getting Fallout New Vegas 2, but with perhaps the cruelest monkey paw twist imaginable. With the article saying, but in perhaps the cruelest monkey paw twist imaginable, the long-awaited new Fallout is happening in a way that nobody with any admiration for the studios love the Fallout franchise or possession of any decency can get truly excited about. Maybe when the dust settles on all this upheaval, but not right now. Because once again, Xbox is taking a machete to its workforce, cutting right through the bone of its most prestigious dream factories as a decade plus of spinning its wheels under chronic mismanagement comes to a devastating but entirely predicted conclusion. While its parent company desperately sells the family silver in order to fund the most destructive gambling habit in human history, one that is incidentally making games consoles prohibitively more expensive to make, meaning that the first time in history, current-gen machines are going up in price as they age. And it's not just IGN being this insane about this, it's also Kotaku as well, with Kotaku tweeting, "This feels gross," and a gif of Fallout, Doom, and Xbox holding a pair of keys and jangling them all over Twitter. Clearly, getting ratioed didn't help either. And this is where I'm incredibly confused and honestly, kind of annoyed. For some reason, we are now watching as game journals are doing everything they can to downplay positive Xbox news. It's almost like that sassy Xbox tax really is real and it just gets paraded around all the time. For the past 2 weeks, all you've seen has been nothing more than every single game journalist trying to downplay and shit on Xbox, all because of the layoffs. And granted, layoffs are bad. I'm totally in agreement with that. There's nothing good about that happening. The problem is that we're watching as Xbox themselves needed a course correction on their ship. You can't sit here and say Xbox has to compete, but yet still make Xbox do the exact same things they've been doing that's been causing them to fail the entire time. Not using their IPs, not making more games, not sitting there and having people with 14 layers of management do nothing all day long, as Todd Howard has literally said nothing for 8 years overall. Hell, it got so bad Todd Howard even told people to upgrade their PCs for Starfield when the game was totally unoptimized from the very beginning. And here's the real reason why I think this is actually happening. I honestly feel like many game journals just simply don't like the brand. And that's fine if you don't like Xbox. I don't like PlayStation, what they've been doing. But the thing is, you can't sit there and say this company has to compete, yet put every sort of weight and stone around their neck and then say, why aren't you running faster? You only have 200 pounds of weight on you. What's the problem? Why can't you do what I want you to do? And the reason why I think this is going on is because Xbox might do the one thing everybody's been asking them to do, yet nobody in fact wants. It's almost like they've been asking Xbox to make that monkey paw wish, and when it happens, they won't be ready for it. With Insider Gaming saying this, Xbox confirms more permanent console exclusives are coming. There it is. That's the real ticket. That's the real problem the gaming industry has with Xbox overall. They want Xbox to be a competitor against PlayStation. Yet at the same time, those same exact people don't want to play Xbox games on an Xbox or even on a PC either. And the fact that Microsoft is sitting on thousands upon thousands of IPs that people in fact want to play, which everybody has been screaming at the entire time that to sell a console, you gotta have exclusives. PlayStation has exclusives, Xbox has none. That's why nobody buys an Xbox. Well, it looks like they're going to have them now. And even though I'm not a fan of exclusives at all because I like to play on PC, I'd rather have every game on every platform, I can see why people in fact would believe this in the first place, because they never actually experienced what true freedom in fact is. But look at the stink that so many journals made about Starfield being exclusive, or the excitement they had when Starfield was announced for PS5. It's kind of weird when you think about it, at the fact that there could potentially be exact fanboys for platforms as game journals in the first place. Hell, take a look at this. With Last Chalice on Twitter saying The Elder Scrolls 6 should not be exclusive. And also getting ratioed. With Josh the editor quote tweeting Last Chalice and also saying, your console doesn't sell because you have no exclusives, so you shouldn't have this exclusive because your console doesn't sell. And that's what I'm talking about the entire time. The insane catch-22 for Xbox. It's like they can never do anything right overall. And even though Asha Sharma is going out and giving you all the titles, all the games, all the actual IPs you want to play all over again with new installments, what happens? Game journals taint the entire thing with all the layoffs. And then to make matters even worse now they're saying that Xbox can have exclusive games, even though they're the same kind of person who said Xbox needs exclusives in order to sell consoles. So which one is it going to be? Either they need it or they don't. The ridiculous catch-22 of the gaming industry really is absurd to me sometimes. And it honestly gets even worse because Todd Howard even got called out himself. With PC Gamer saying this, Todd Howard sighs quietly and tells us one more time that he doesn't have a grudge against Obsidian. If he didn't have a grudge, then why would it take so many years for another Fallout game to release by Obsidian? I want to know. If he didn't have a grudge, then why would they sit there and put Chris Avallone in the hot seat and do an entire PowerPoint presentation about what Obsidian in fact did wrong with Fallout New Vegas? It really boggles our mind sometimes. The insane lies, the teenage behavior, and the bullshit that happens with a company that could easily compete in this space. And granted, like I said before, I'm not happy with the layoffs. I don't like people losing their jobs. Nobody should. We've all been down that road before. Some of us are dealing with it, in fact, right now. But to have the insane hubris, the stupidity, and the inability to say, hey, we are sitting on an actual golden goose, a real ticket to make gamers and fans happy who want to play our games, who want to have stuff from us, and do nothing with it, truly shows that a lot of these game studios, a lot of these game developers have no idea what they're doing with their own set of IP. And it's not just Bethesda, it's also PlayStation, it's also Nintendo, it's also every other major dev studio sitting on these games doing nothing. As fans clamor, we wave our wallets, we swipe our credit cards ready to go ahead and buy any of the games that we want to play in the first place. Yet we're completely denied until someone else walks in and sees it from the outside looking in. But I will say with Asha Sharma and her clear communication, even making people like Todd Howard make posts on Reddit and even going around and debunking a lot of the rumors going around about him hating Obsidian for what they did with Fallout New Vegas, it looks like Asha Sharma is in fact hearing you. Not only that, she's communicating too. And it looks like right now, that's exactly what Xbox needs. Good games, good IPs, and the ability to give you what you're asking for. If only other companies did the exact same thing, we would literally be in our second renaissance of video games. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I want to hear what you guys got to say about this in the comment section down below. Are you excited for the new Fallout games coming out and the remasters and even another New Vegas title? Are you concerned about the layoffs as well? Or do you believe that Asha Sharma is in fact doing the right thing? I want to hear what you got to say. Speaking about what you got to say, here's the comment of the day from Friday's video. With Spectre KP5888 saying this, I absolutely hate the term consumer. It makes you sound like less than human, yet they call it consumer rights, not customer rights. Spectre, as someone who has used both of those words interchangeably, consumer and customer, I kind of agree with you. I think consumer does make you sound less than human, as if you're just something there just to absorb whatever a company dishes out with no questions asked. We're going to move to customer. A little bit more of a prestige feeling if you ask me. In fact, a little bit more respectful too. Maybe companies will start respecting their customers instead and giving them what they actually ask for. But as always, if you guys want to see more of this kind of content though, more PC port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, fanboy content, and even live streams, subscribe to the channel. If you want Discord access or emotes during those live streams, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. Look, if you don't want to spend the buck, don't even sweat it. Just come on down Saturday nights live, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here on the channel as I wear a banana suit and get insulted with text-to-speech. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Saturday nights, live, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here on the channel. It's a hell of a show. You're going to have a great time. But do you want even more of me though? Don't worry. Check out Oh No It's Alex Gaming. Link to that channel is in the description down below. New videos every single Monday, and I live stream there daily from 10:30 a.m. to around 2 p.m. Monday to Friday, every single time. There's a new video out right now for that channel on the day of this going live, and I'm playing Gears of War at the same time too. So come on down and hang out as I try to get you through your workday. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. With all that being said though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you gooners next time.